Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we are back in Stationeers for our basics tutorials. In the last episode I ran through all of your various tools that you've got on you, so on your tool belts, how to use your mining drill and things like that. I ran through how to use your tablet, and I ran through each of these cabinets very briefly, giving you a very swift overview of what everything is used for. Now that's great, but I guess as a new starter you want to know, what have I got to do? When I land on the planet, what's the first thing I have to do? Well, I'll tell you the first thing you have to do. It is start building a base. And if you want to start building a base, you need to come up to your construction supplies crate and pick up the iron frames and put the iron sheets somewhere in your backpack, something like that. Now, iron frames. So let's go through what iron frames are for. Iron frames are the building blocks of your base. Think of them as a foundation for your base. So what can you do with iron frames? Well, with the iron frames in your selected hand, if you right click, you will get this big cube. Now there are some other frames called steel frames later in the game, and funny enough they require steel to make them, and you have various options, but under iron frames you only have this one option, and it is a 2 meter by 2 meter by 2 meter cube, and that's it. Now really you want to placing this low enough so you can walk into your base, but not so low as it is below the ground like that. So I think probably somewhere here I can walk onto there is good. And then to place it, you simply left click. Now most of that frame is underground. That's fine, that doesn't matter, that's what we want. And then place another one, another one, and another one. And then we can build some out the side. If you see the snap together, they do snap in place. Now, let's just get this in the right place. There we go, and we're being it's about 3 by 3 with a couple sticking out this way. So it's 5 by 3 say, so build some 5 by 3. There we go, nearly there. And now, what just happened there? I fell through that frame. So let me place that frame again. Let's place this frame. What you can see is I can jump inside these. They're just literally the outside edges of a cube. There's nothing supporting the inside. I can literally walk through them and jump through them and move about. So iron frames, as we can see, there are various stages of build. There are currently 3 stages of build for an iron frame. There's this empty cube, which is purely a edge of a cube. There is a cube with each of the sides filled in. And now if I jump onto this one, you can see I can walk around on it. This one, whoa, got too far. If I come over here and turn my jetpack off, I fall straight through it. So that's stage 1 of the build, that's stage 2 of a build, and then you can go one further, which is stage 3 of a build, which is all sides enclosed. This one will allow gas and fluids to leak through it. This one won't, it's completely sealed. Now how do I go from there to there? It's simple, let's just upgrade this one. You need iron sheets in one of your hands, and you need your welder in your other hand. With the welder in your hand, you can tell this is a gas welder because if I left click on it, you can see the gas bottle. If this was an arc welder and you left clicked on it, that would be a battery. Now the difference between the arc welder and the gas welder is the gas welder gives off a lot of poisonous gases. The arc welder gives off lots of heat, and they both give off lots of heat, but this one, the real thing is the gases from this one. You don't want them inside your base. So how do I build this? With the welder in my active hand and the iron sheets in my off hand, if I come up to the frame, you can see it's currently red. Now that's because my welder is off. To turn my welder on, I right click, and you can see, if I point at the sky there, you can see the little flame coming out in front of it. So now, and you can see gas coming off it. There we go, that's the gas. You can see those bits shooting across the screen. There's the gas coming off the welder. Now if I come towards the frame, it's gone yellow. Press and hold the left mouse button and stop once it fills up once, and you now have the same as this. That's the frame with the sides enclosed but still allows fluid and gas to pass through. To upgrade this to solid, it's the same thing with the welder in your active hand and the iron sheets in your off hand. And I'll show you what, you can have them either hand, doesn't matter which hand they're in. It's what's the important bit is what is the active device. So I swap the hands over. Now the welder's in my right hand. Right click to turn it on. You can see the square turns yellow. Left click and it's built. Then right click again to turn your welder off. Please remember to turn your welder off, because you can put it in your backpack and you see all this gas coming off me. That's because I've got a welder burning away in my pocket. See? And you can also hear it slightly humming in the background. So put that back in my hand. Right click to turn it off. If you want to switch something between your hand and your backpack very quickly, press the left Alt button, bring the cursor down over what you want, and then right click, and it should go to the appropriate slot. Sometimes it goes to the wrong slot, but 9 times out of 10 it'll go to the right slot of the space. And again, this one, if I right click on this, it goes into the backpack. So that's how you build frames. Very, very simple. So now you've got your frames, you decide you don't want them anymore. How do you get rid of them? Well, if you remember from a previous video, use a spanner for dismantling things. So with the spanner in my active hand and either iron sheets in my off hand or my off hand empty, so we'll just do with iron sheets in at the minute. Left click, let go, and you can see we've now downgraded this from this to this. And that iron sheet has gone back into my right hand. You don't lose anything. And to prove you don't need it in your hand to do that, if we move it out of there and I do it again, left click and hold, that iron sheet has now got my right hand. So I've recovered my 2 iron sheets. I'm now back to the basic frame. Want to remove the basic frame? I can't, but if you put the cursor over the frame, you get a little pop-up window saying welding torch and 1 iron sheets required to continue construction, which we know we've just done. Angle grinder required to deconstruct. So I need the angle grinder in my hand. And again, because it's active, I can do something with it. It goes yellow. So hover the cursor over it, let it go yellow, press and hold the left mouse button, and it's gone. And that frame is now in my hand. Bring it back. I can do the same with these. Now this one, see, if angle grinder in my hand, come over to it. Say now I need a wrench to deconstruct, and again on this one, wrench to deconstruct. So let's just quickly stick the wrench back in our hand. Deconstruct once, and if you don't have space in your hand when you deconstruct, so let me just stick on there. Say you just right click to bring the spanner down to the other hand. It will still deconstruct, but the part will fall on the floor. And again, deconstruct, parts fall on the floor. So put that in my backpack, make the empty hand my active hand, hover the cursor over it, it's either green or yellow, and I can pick it up. And then put it in my backpack. Now, again, I want to get rid of these frames, so bring the angle grinder down, left click, gone, left click, gone, and they're both in my off hand. So just move that over. Now, we want to build up our base. So this is the very start of our base. A 5x3 frame. These first 2 rows, I just want to advance to the first level so they're not gas or fluid tight. So right click, press once, let the bar go up. Press once, let the bar go up, press once, and you can see I'm just building them to the first level. And I'll just do the rest of these 3 here. So there we go, we can see through them and the gas and fluids can travel through them. Now these ones, because I want to make a gas type base, I want these to be completely filled in. So hover, left click, let it construct twice, and it seals it. There we go. Now we quickly just go through all of these, constructing these. Simple as that. What you do need, obviously, you need your burning iron sheets doing this, and you are consuming gas from your welder. So if I click on that, you can see the gas in the welders come down from where it was before. And that's it. It's that simple to use iron frames. We now have a bit of a base which we can build on, and we can build walls on, but I'll do that in the next session. So that's your introduction to iron frames. Thanks for watching, guys. Dragonfly Gamer wishing you good night.